Oh, that's good for you, baby.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea, and for today's video I'm going to be discussing Degrassi. I have like 6 videos lined up about Degrassi. 3 of them are gonna be about the seasons, 3 of them are gonna be Degrassi related. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be discussing seasons 1 through 7, and then I'm gonna be making videos about 7 through 14, 15 to 18, and then I'm going to be ranking couples and friendships and like the anti-blackness and misogynoir in Degrassi. You know, I had to do it. So stick around to that if you're interested. They're going to be later videos. But yeah, let's just get started. Usually I discuss characters and then the show as a whole, but this time, y'all, it's too many seasons. Characters they change all the time. So I'm just going to go season by season, and you're gonna see my thought process because I have notes, y'all. I have 21 pages, okay? So that's why there's going to be hella videos, and yeah, I've got hella notes, so let's just jump right through it, okay? I'm going to be spoiling stuff, so if you've never watched it and you're planning on watching it and you hate spoilers, don't watch this video. You don't come back later. But yeah, and also, you know, trigger warnings. They discuss everything that's triggering, so trigger warning in case I do discuss it in my video. So I'm gonna have like a little side note, okay? So this is my side note section. I'm going to break it up into timestamps, like season 1, this is the timestamp. You know how I do. So first side note, girl, this is Toronto. This is Toronto. I've never been, but I know it ain't white. I know it is not that Caucasian, okay? But the whole cast was white. Everything was white. Where are my Somalis? Y'all know Toronto is where Somali people be at. Where are they? I know Hazel was there, but like it was a little too late. You know, y'all should have had diversity from jump. Y'all should have had black people from jump. But I'm gonna get that on the anti-blackness and misogynoir video, okay? Okay, and I like how they didn't just focus on one character, like one main character, and then other people were side characters. I like how some people had their own episode. I like that, but sometimes it was like you can tell who was the writer's favorite, and it was just like sometimes I don't want to see Emma all the time. Like I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her. But yeah, I like how it was dramatic. You know, it was age appropriate, and it was just it was good. It was good. I'm not gonna lie. It was. This was my first time watching Degrassi, like from beginning to end. I only watched the seasons that were on Netflix. You know, the ones that Netflix made. Though, yeah, I watched those. But this was my first time watching like the first season. I didn't watch the Degrassi High. It seemed a little too old for me. I wasn't vibing with it. So I just started from like the Emmas and like JT and all of them, okay? Okay, season 1. My initial thought was that the acting is rough. Like, it's very, very rough. You can tell that this is their first, you know, big break. But I like that they picked the characters. I like that they picked the actors whose characters were the same age, that they were matching. That way it's more like relatable to them and to the audience. So I really like that. But at the same time, the acting was a little rough, you know, seeing this in like, well, first of all, I started the show in 2020. Okay, I started like at the end of 2020, and then I finished it in like 2021. It took me 3 months to finish it because I took big pauses, y'all. I took like a month off watching it because I was just like tired. Like, I'm tired of seeing y'all's mess. Y'all are annoying me. I hate the writing. I hate where the storylines are going, okay? But I stuck to it and I finished, okay? Okay, so I love how they like jump right in with the catfishing episode where like Emma was getting catfished and all of that. Like, it's a great message to this day because niggas still getting catfished. How's there a show about catfishing and y'all niggas still getting catfished? It don't make any sense. Like, it just doesn't make any sense how y'all still getting catfished in 2021, and like people been talking about the dangers of the internet, especially catfishing. Okay, so season 1, Paige, hate her, Hate her. And then second, Liberty, that's my homegirl. That's my homegirl. That is my homegirl. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get down to how they did her dirty in the misogynoir video. Or was it anti-blackness? Girl, I don't know. Cause I don't know, like, is she biracial in real life? But in like the show, she got 2 black parents, but she looked biracial, or maybe she's just a light-skinned black person. But either way, that's my girl. Okay. Okay, initially, season 1, I was like, okay, Emma, okay, white girl, trying to be all woke and stuff, you know, environmentalist, da 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 da. And as we go down, but at first I was like, okay, Miss Girl, I like that, I like you, okay, okay. But we all know, JT, funny, you know, dorky, funny, it's cute, like, okay, I wasn't really mad at it, okay? And Jimmy, Drake's acting, y'all. He said his acting days are over, but I think he needs to go back. Like, how do we feel about that? Because Jimmy wasn't too bad. Okay, and then Sean, y'all, I hate the bad boy trope. Like, I already got the whole bad boy thing out of my system during my Wattpad era, and I just hate it. I think it's corny. I think you're corny as fuck. Like, I really can't do the bad boy or moody or grunge or in my feelings for no fucking reason or won't tell nobody about it. I just really don't fuck with that. So Sean, I wasn't feeling it. Season 1. We'll see later seasons, but oh my god, I literally have Ashley, so annoying, complains a lot, makes trouble for herself. From season 1 until she left, that literally sticks. It literally sticks. It's literally her. Literally. What else can I say? That's from season 1 to season 8, right? That's when she left. All throughout 8 years, literally the same thing. Oh my goodness, Ashley. She was so... Let me calm down. Manny, I like her. She looks like a nice friend, like, to Emma. Yeah, like, season 1, it was just, like, intro. Like, I didn't really have much to write about, but later seasons, y'all, I got, like, pages on a whole season. Like, they filled in so much stuff in, like, season 10, season 9, like, oh my god. But season 1, it was just like, okay, these are the characters, get to know them a little bit, and then later seasons you will have more juice. So let's get on to season number 2. Okay, season number 2, the way that they switched up Ashley's whole, like, character, I just was not feeling it, and it didn't make any sense to me, like, at all. It was just like, she did eat one time, and all of a sudden, all her friends won't talk to her. I guess, like, back then, like, high school, and, like, it was in the 90s, right? Like, doing drugs and all that stuff, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't seen as cool, and the show was trying to show that doing drugs isn't cool. So I understand how her friends were all, like, not talking to her, like, they weren't messing with her no more, but at the same time, relax, because you, like, alienating her could push her to do even worse things, you know? And it was just like, it was kind of like, why y'all acting like that? Relax. Like, Paige is a biatch all the time, but y'all do not give her, like, the same energy that y'all are giving Ashley. Like, relax. I know Ashley's annoying too, but calm down. I also like the storyline of Toby's, of how he was, like, developing an eating disorder. What's it called? Not many shows, like, show, like, guys having eating disorders, so it was good to, like, show that they can also have it. So the writing, I mean, the messages in there were good, like, but they lacked a lot. And also the fact of sexual assault and fat phobia, like how Paige also got sexually assaulted. I wish they would have, you know how Joey in Grand Army, they showed, like, inner turmoil and all of that stuff. It kind of felt like they brushed Paige's storyline with her sexual assault. Like, it was just like, okay, we kind of move on to other things. I just wish they would have, you know, gotten deeper, but I don't know if the writers didn't feel like that was, like, age appropriate. I feel like it would have been age appropriate because they're, like, high schoolers, and they would have been better as a conversation for the audience, you know? And like the fat phobia with what happened to Terry with like the whole modeling thing, it's like, okay, y'all touched on that, but then they like, the writing was just like, it was so weird. They made it seem like you can't be fat and pretty. Like, bitch, have you seen me? Have you seen other fatties? Like, we're fat and pretty. Like, they made it seem like fat people can't be beautiful. Like, two things can coexist. Two things can be true at one time. Like, just because you're fat don't mean you're ugly. Like, you can be skinny and ugly. Like, I know plenty people that are skinny and ugly, okay? So, I just didn't like that whole writing. It was just, I wasn't messing with it. Still, in season 2, I literally say, Sean is such a woe is me nigga, OMG. The whole bad boy thing is played out, but I get that he has issues because of his parents, but he's annoying me. I get it. Like, I hate the whole bad boy trope. I've already said that. It's just like, ugh, like, can we get something else? Can we get something else? Like, I hate it. Okay, so my takeaway for season 2, it was just like nothing really groundbreaking. I like JT's and Toby's bromance. I know what happens, y'all, but season 2, I really like their bromance. We should have seen more of that, to be honest. Like, I wish we could have seen more of them than other people. Like, y'all were, Sean, move along, freaking who else that were just Ashley, move around. Like, we could have seen less of them, more of Toby and JT's bromance. I'm sorry. And like Liberty, obviously we could have seen more of her, but she's a very persistent woman, which I'm gonna discuss in my misogynoir video. Okay, I'm gonna keep plugging my shit. Okay, season 3, we start off with Manny's iconic blue thong era. Okay, little ninth grade girls love male validation, and it's just like, I really wished better for her. I really did. Like, liking JT on a whim, especially when Liberty's supposed to be your girl. And it was just like, it was ugly. It was messed up. Like, I really did not like it. It felt anti-black. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. But whatever. And like, I hate how the writers kept making it seem like friendships like break up all the time. I mean, in high school, yes, it makes sense, but at the same time, at the rate that they kept falling off, like all the time, relax. Like, yeah, people fall off, but like, can we calm down? Like, can we relax? Like, yes, people are not friends, but like, the way that they're like, the rate that they're friends again, not friends, is just, it's giving me a headache. Okay? See, in like season 3, I was like, okay, Spinner's not too bad. And then the homophobia came, and I was like, are we really surprised? Not really. And then like with what's it called? Paige being with Spinner, but his brother's gay, but her brother's gay. It was just like, how you with the homophobe but your brother's, you know, like, it just never makes sense to me how people be doing that. Girl, I don't know. And then like him you know, acting like he's not like the same other like homophobes that were tormenting what's his name again? That were tormenting Marco. Like, it don't make no sense to me. Like, this dude didn't want Marco to even touch him. Like, that's how homophobic he was. Like, yo, relax. And it's so weird how, not even gradually, like, all of a sudden Marco and Spinner became friends. Like, it didn't even make any sense. They didn't even have the chat about him being homophobic to him like a few episodes ago. And it just, like, the writing always felt rushed. Okay, like, Degrassi always felt like the writing was rushed. Okay, because like, they start with something at the beginning and then they want it to be resolved right away, or sometimes at the end of the season. But sometimes shit gotta cook, you know. Sometimes shit gotta take a little time to, you know, simmer, and then, you know, rise again and then fall again. It's just like, they just wanted to rub everything up at once, and it's just, that's not how it goes. So especially in this scenario where Spinner is homophobic here, and then like down the line, not even a different season, like down the line, all of a sudden him and Marco are besties. It didn't make sense to me. Like, they didn't even talk about it. It's just, I didn't like that. They do that in a lot of other storylines, and it confuses me, because it's just like, it needs to be gradual. It needs to be gradual. Once again, season 3, I still don't like Sean. I'm tired of the bad boy era. Him and Emma don't make any sense. Him and Emma do not make a lick of sense. And I hate whenever writers do the whole bad boy, good girl thing. It's just, I know I'm probably the only person that hates that trope. Probably not, but like a handful of us probably hate that trope. Because I'm just out of my Wattpad era. It's just like, I already got that when I was like 14. Now I'm like almost 20. And it's just like, I know better. People deserve better than having a shitty partner. And the whole thing is like, I can change him. Can you though? Can you? And then season 3, this is where JT's and Toby's romance started falling apart. It was cute, season 1, season 2, but then this just fell apart, and it's just like, damn, that's so tragic, because they were good together. I'm sorry, they were good together, okay? And then I have right here, I'm like, I feel like Sean has potential, but it's being wasted on the whole bad boy trope, and it's just like, I feel like he really could have done better, but I feel like the writers just put him in there to be the bad boy. So like, does he really have potential? As I watched the show, no. As I watched the show, no. He wanted to become, didn't he become like the feds? Oh, no. No. See, no. People cheated, y'all. These people cheated. They dated each other, cheated on each other with other people in the same group, and then it was a mess. It was a mess. Y'all know that board where it's like you try to connect? Yeah, it would just be a whole circle. It would just be a whole circle with them just, dating each other, doing all. It was a mess, y'all. It was a mess that I kind of enjoyed watching, but not really. But really, I did. Yeah. Well, Emma was never, I can say it, Emma was never a good friend to anybody. None of them were ever good friends to each other. Except maybe Liberty and Hazel and Jimmy. I was gonna say Spinner, but then, the whole Jimmy Spinner thing happened. Yeah. Yeah, it was just, no. Oh my god, and then this is the season that we got Jimmy and Hazel. Okay, I'm gonna do my couple ranking, right? I'm gonna do my couple ranking video. So be on the lookout on where I rank them. But Jimmy and Hazel, I was rooting for it. Okay? And like Sean and Ellie, they sued each other. They sued each other, 2 peas in a pod. Okay? You got issues, get together. And it seemed right. It made sense to me. Emma and Sean, no. Okay, so I watched Degrassi on YouTube. That's where you can only find the whole, like, season 1 through 10. No, not 10. Season 1 through 14. Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. It's free. So I kept reading I would read the comments, and people just hated Ashley. Like, people just hated Ashley for no valid reason, to be honest. Ashley is just a character that you just dislike for no valid reason. Even I, like, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, like, I even have in my notes, I don't hate her. Like, I don't hate her. Not even because she cheated. It's just like, I don't even hate her. But then as I kept watching, it was just like, it's just like a character that you just dislike. And she was just that. Like, Okay, season 4. The way that I said it was so weird. And like season 4, all of a sudden Terry was gone. Like, did he explain what happened to her character? Like, all of a sudden they just said, we got the fat representation, now she's got a dip. She's just got a dip. And it was just like, okay. Like, I know, like, that her boyfriend was like shitty and like she fell and all that stuff. but she still could have came back, and that guy should have been, okay, I was gonna say jail, but you know, abolition, but should have been somewhere else where he could, you know, get his mental right, because clearly something right, as we're gonna see. But yeah, Terry should have came back, but at the same time, her storyline was kind of lacking. She was just, they was just putting her on with that boyfriend, and that was just the whole storyline. It was just like, you know, it wasn't really giving, you know. So I understand why she's gone. Like, I even have, like, I have a whole paragraph on freaking Rick. Like, this dude, I really can't believe that the principals, the superintendent, the school district, the police let him go back to that same environment where he terrorized a student. They let him go back there. And it was just, it's white supremacy, it's white privilege. Like let's compare it to Grand Army. The guy was just playing a joke on a girl, and her wallet, like he like dropped her wallet or whatever, and she lost money, right? And all of a sudden it became like a whole, like, it became a whole thing. And the black boy and the two black boys, they got one of them had to change school. Like, they made him change school, like he got expelled, and the other guy, he got suspended. It was a joke that turned into, it got a little too far, I agree. But with Rick, he literally harmed a student. He harmed a student, and he got to come back. If that isn't white privilege and white supremacy, I don't know what is. But it's just like, he literally could have went to therapy. He could have went to, like, places where they treat children. Because as we see in, like, later down the line, we see that this dude could have used help. He could have used help, and what happened to Jimmy could have been prevented. But no, they believe that white kids can't do no wrong. They believe that white kids are all right. Like, Rick was a good actor. Like, the actor was good at acting like a school shooter. Because I had a feeling, I had an inkling. Because in, like, before in my notes, I was like, he's giving me very incel energy. Incel energy, very much so. Very, you know, overbearing, protective. And it's just like, incel, yes. And then when he shot Jimmy, I was like, girl, I ain't surprised. I am not surprised at all. Like, the fact that Spinner really got Jimmy shot, man, white supremacy, anti-blackness, all of the above. Cause Jimmy ain't do shit to you, my nigga. And then he literally got shot and couldn't move his legs anymore. Like, oh my god, like, it was so sick. But yeah, the fact that Manny and Spinner dated when he was slut shaming her just a few episodes ago, like, it literally men, yes, makes sense. Because it's just like, you were slut shaming her just a few seconds ago, and now you all up on her, like, And them being together, it was just, no. How are we feeling about this lip combo, by the way? I love it. Oh my god. And when they did the whole Paige and the teacher thing, it was just like, yes, let's talk about the danger, but it was just, it was just so bad how she was so, like, into him. And it was just like, yes, it makes sense because she's a child, she just got through trauma, and it was just like, it's something that needed to be talked about, but it was just so gross, and I hated the whole thing. Y'all. It was just so bad. Okay, and like, as I said, like, Paige and the TA, it was just not it. And the people in the comment sections were like, oh, the age of consent in Canada is at 16, It's still disgusting. Just because there's an age of consent or something is legal doesn't mean that it's still right. Y'all understand that, right? It's disgusting. Just because it's legal don't make it right. Okay. And then the fact that they got caught and then they still went at it, like you could literally see the power dynamics play, and it was still gross how they even stayed together. Like he was grooming her. He was grooming her. Like it was nasty to see. I want better for her. Like it was not giving, and I just hope that the people that were watching were not seeing that and being like, okay, that's okay to do, because it's really not. It's really not. It's really not. Because sometimes I got confused. Are they like being okay? I think like the writers were showing how, I don't know what the fuck they were doing, to be quite honest with you, but it kind of felt like they were like saying that it's cool, but at the same time saying that it's not. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I was confused, but all I'm saying, it was not right. Yeah, y'all. Ellie's storyline, I was not feeling it at all. Like I was not feeling it. It was not giving. It was. I was bored. And then they try to do the whole, like, they try to put in like the adult storylines of who was cheating on who, and it was just, I was not feeling it. I don't care for the adults because I didn't watch Degrassi High, so I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. So it's just like, okay, season 5. And like Manny's parents are so shitty. Like even her mom, like her mom sides with the father. Like that is your child that came out of your vagina, and you're siding over a nigga? Huh? That's your child. Was in your stomach for 9 months. That's your child. Like it don't make sense to me. Like women or people that side with their partner instead of their children. That's your children. That's your child, my nigga. Like it just didn't make any sense to me. And how like her mother disposed her daughter just like that, let her get kicked out and all of that. Literally had nobody. Like it was bad. It was bad. And the fact that once again the writers all of a sudden they became a family again. It's like, yeah, we kind of got closure. It's like, yes, they like talked about it. I mean, yes, it kind of but at the same time, girl, my brain is just okay. But it's like, yes, it made sense how it kind of felt gradual, but at the same time it felt forced, and it kind of felt like speedy. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like they were trying to reconcile kind of quickly, you know? Does it make sense? Like it was like, yes, we understand that they talked about it and how like the father like saw his wrongs and the mother kind of saw her wrongs, and like Manny, and then like they reconnected again, but at the same time kind of felt forced. And I just like, we could have done a little bit more like waiting on that, you know? Literally, Peter should have went to jail. Literally should have went to jail, or like got exiled the same way, like got expelled the same way as Spinner. He literally shared child pornography and nothing happened to him except for a detention. Once again, white privilege and white supremacy, and nepotism, because the principal is his mother. But it was just like, he literally could have gotten so much worse. I hate Peter, y'all. I hate Peter. I'm gonna just get right to it. I hate Peter. I just do not like Peter. I'm sorry. And then all of a sudden, JT and Liberty became a thing when we literally haven't seen anything from them. And then all of a sudden they became pregnant, and we didn't see anything from them together. It just, once again, anti-blackness, because we didn't see a lot of Liberty. And it just didn't make any sense of them being together. It wasn't making any sense. I'm sorry. It seemed forced, because it's just like, yeah, she was feeding for him from season 1, and now all of a sudden they're together, and then she's pregnant, and it was just like, I was not feeling it. At all, because she didn't get any screen time. So how am I supposed to root for a couple if they're not? I can't see you. Like, it was just not it. But then I don't know what the hell I'm going on about, because in my notes, literally down, like literally next to it, I'm like, JT and Liberty are cute. Girl, I don't know what I was saying. But now, I don't know if it's because I forgot or something, but I guess they're cute a little bit, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense to me now, like present day, you know? And then I literally have these animals really try to put Ellie and Jimmy together like we want that shit. Like, nigga, we didn't even get a scene with Jimmy and Hazel. And I stand by that. Cause why the fuck would you put Jimmy and Ellie together? What do they have in common? It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. It was boring. It was disgusting. It was not giving anything. But boring. It was just the worst. It was so bad. I'm sorry. I know I said abolition and all of that, but Jay needs to be in jail. Jay is very predatory. And the fact that they try to put Jay and Manny, they kept pushing that whole thing. It was disgusting. He needs to be in jail. I'm sorry. Abolition can wait. Jay was no, and then they try to give him a redemption arc. No thanks. You can keep that. I don't want it. It was just no. He's grimy. He's dirty. He's bottom of the barrel. It was not it. It was not. No. And then the fact, once again, showing again that Emma is not a good friend. How are you going to like Peter, the guy that exposed your best friend's nudes? Does that make sense to y'all? I know they're high schoolers and all of that, but girl code is... Do they not have girl code in... Clearly, they don't have girl code in Degrassi because they all literally dated each other. They don't have girl code. But it was just like, how do you like a predator that was being abusive to your friend? Like, and the fact that they got together and Manny was okay with that, like the writers really thought that was good writing. They really said, yep, they finna eat it up. And I know little girls ate that up. Preteens ate that shit up. I'm 19, girl. I did not eat that shit up. It was disgusting. I vomited. I did not like it. It was no. A lot of these relationships, some of them were built on abuse and it was very predatory, and it was just so bad. It was literally so bad. They try to make us eat it. They try to serve it to us and say this is some good, some for the sometimes. And I was like, no ma'am, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. It was just horrible. Garbage. No. And they really had Marco up in here with freaking cornrows. Like we weren't gonna say some. I peeped, and I was disgusted. Y'all. I was just like, no, y'all have the audacity not to have black people in here and then have some form of blackness on a non-black. Y'all are sick, vile people, and I hate the writers. The writers are just garbage. The way y'all do my black people, y'all got a target on your back. Y'all got a target for me. Y'all have made an enemy out of me. Does that make any sense? Y'all have made an enemy out of me. I'm your enemy. I'm your all. Okay, I'm rooting on your downfall. Because the way y'all treated black people, I feel like Spinner, like, he just doesn't have ground to stand on. Like, he's just a yes man. He just does what other people tell him to do. And because, like, all of a sudden he cares that sex is a sin. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me at all. Like, okay, like he just he you know, he's a follower. Yeah. And then once again, Snake and Spike, you know, Emma's mother, and like the he wasn't a principal then, he was like a media teacher or whatever, but they got back together. Like, That nigga cheated on you and you got back to see this is why your daughter don't even got like common sense. Like you be going back to a cheater. Like are you sick? Are you sick? Like none of these people have good role models. None of these people have any good role models. Maybe except Liberty. Liberty has her head on strong. The rest of them can't be said for them. No, like how you take back a cheater, bro? Like no. And then this is where I started noticing that they drop so many plot lines. Like they drop so many characters and just plot lines all of a sudden. Like it's just like you had a good plot line and then all of a sudden it's dropped. Like Toby and JT, you didn't really see much of them in this season. Like you didn't see much of them, and even in later seasons you didn't see much of them. It was just like, how are you gonna drop Toby and JT, like the people, the OGs from season 1, like the OG bromance, and then like season 5 they're not even there. It's just like once again I just said, like how is Manny gonna be okay with Emma being with her exposer when like Spinner isn't even friends with Jimmy? Like it just doesn't make any sense. What Peter did is a felony. You literally can go to jail for that. You expose child pornography and all that. It's just, it did not make any sense. The writers were just, I don't even know if the writers were watching what the fuck they were writing, because it's just, it was not making any sense sometimes. It was just not giving at all. And then the fact that they sent away Ashley and then she had to come back, it was just like, she could have stayed. She could have stayed. Like there was really no valid reason for Ashley to come back unless if the actress wanted some more money. But at the same time, like her character was just done. Like I didn't really miss her. She was, you know, boring, as I said. It was just like her coming back, it was just like, you know, for what, you know, like And then the fact that Ashley was back for like less than 24 hours and then all of a sudden she's back with Jimmy. I don't know why they think the audience wants to see Jimmy and Ashley together. The audience says no. The audience says no. No. It was not giving at all. It was very boring. It was not good. No. And then Spinner cheats on Darcy. Like they literally could have called the show like The Cheaters or something. Like The Cheaters. Cause all they do is cheat. And I don't know why they think high schoolers cheat or high schoolers get in so many relationships. But like, no, the fact that these people just stay cheating and dating each other, it was just so repulsive. It was so bad. I hated it. Like everywhere you turn, somebody's cheating on somebody. And then 2 seconds later, they back together. 2 seconds later, they're kikiing with each other. They're cool. It's fun and games. And it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know if it's because I hold grudges a lot, but at the same time, it just doesn't make any sense. Like how you could be friends with your ex, get back with your ex, be best friends with your ex, and then date his girlfriend. They did all of that. I don't know. Even saying it out loud doesn't even make any sense, you know? Okay, so this is my last thing for like season 5, okay? So it's like Jimmy forgave Spinner, right? But it's just like, I don't really care for Spinner. But at the same time, I want him to do better because I can kind of see the potential in him. You know? It's just like he can do better. But at the same time, it's just like, okay. I mean, I like that Spinner and Jimmy are back together, like being friends. But at the same time, I don't know how I would feel if somebody, like my best friend, got me shot. Like, would I still be friends with them? Like, the whole forgive and forget thing is not really my vibe. It's not really my vibe. But I mean, I like that they're friends again, but at the same time, he better not take that shit for granted. And did he? I'm almost he took that shit for granted. I'm sorry. But, okay. Like, it was, okay, like, we got, like, closure with Spinner and Jimmy. Season 6, okay? All of a sudden, they drop Emma's father's plotline. Like, this is what I'm saying. They drop plot lines whenever it suits them. It's like, okay, yeah, writers can do that, but at the same time, like, like they just dropped him suddenly. He was only like 2 episodes, and then all of a sudden it was like dead. Like never talked about it again. Like I thought her father was gonna be like a focal point in her storyline, and I was just like, no, they just wanted to, you know, sprinkle a bit of ableism, because like they made him seem like a villain, like he couldn't be around people all because he was like disabled, which is like not true. Like they could have had Emma like go back to him, like visit him, so they can establish a better relationship. But all of a sudden they just dropped, and it was just like, y'all did this for what? Just ableism and vibes. And it was just like, y'all like, these writers are so shitty. Like they're so annoying. And then they have Sean back. They brought Sean back, and it's just like, he's a little less of a bad boy now, but it's just like he was still giving boring. He was still giving boring. And then Manny was chasing after him. And it was just like, you girls have no girl code at all. Like you're not supposed to go out with your ex, your best friend's ex. But at the same time, Manny went out with your abuser. So, you know, I guess. Oh my god. And then y'all listen to this. I literally write, no, like they started the season with cheating again. Like, oh my gosh, sometimes I think it's a dream, because ain't no way these niggas cheating this much. Like, aren't you guys learning any lessons? So many question marks. Like, literally, do you guys not learn anything throughout the past 5 years? Haven't you learned that cheating does nothing good? That cheating is no good? That cheating is horrible, hurts other people, and it literally makes no sense. Like Emma cheated on Peter with freaking Sean. Was it Peter? Whoever else, but Emma and Sean cheated together. Like it was just like, and then they try to make her and Sean like OTP. Like it was just like, ugh, so boring, so gross. It was just not giving at all. I hate that. The way my ranking for these couples is gonna be all over the place, because everybody's just gonna be at the bottom. Everybody's just gonna be at the bottom. I'm sorry. Like a lot of these people are just gonna be at the bottom, because it's just like, no, it was not giving. When Craig started doing coke, like it was just so like messed up. And then like Manny dumps him. Like these people, like, I mean, they are high schoolers. It makes sense. Like they are high schoolers, and it was back in the 2000s where like now it's different. Like the conversation around drugs is different. It is different. Like now it would have been more appropriate for like, you know, Manny to be like, oh, I can help you, you know, let's get you off of this. This isn't how. And then now like, but then like Manny is like all of a sudden like, oh, I'm breaking up with you because you're a cokehead. That is not appropriate. That is not appropriate. Like, and then Ellie's raggedy ass was coming chasing after freaking Craig. Like Ellie is so annoying. Ellie is the most annoying character in Degrassi. Like literally next to Ashley. Ellie is annoying and never has shit, always feeding for somebody else's shit. Like she is annoying. I hate Ellie. Like I hate Ellie. Like I strongly dislike Ellie. Like, oh my god. Okay, season 6 is when JT dies, and the way that they did it, it was just like, I read that in the comments that the actor wanted to go out in some epic way because he was going to college and he want to continue the season or whatever. But at the same time, it just, I hated it. Like it could have been an alternative. Like JT was, okay, like along the line, like JT's character started falling off. Like they really wasn't giving him much. Like it wasn't like he really wasn't in there. He wasn't like, if it didn't, he didn't feel like he was in the main core group. But I just hate how like they killed him off. Like first of all, they could have waited until the season was over. Like, oh, I think it did finish when the season was over. I don't know, but either way, they could have waited until JT, like they sent him, he could have moved. He could have gone to college. Like, was it when they were going to college? Yes, it was. I think it was when they were going to college. Yeah, I think it was. So like he could have went to college and just ended his plot line there. um but the fact that they killed him, what, it was a stabbing, right? Like, it was a stabbing, and it happened at Liberty's birthday, and they was finna get back together, y'all. They was finna get back together. Like, I was tight. I was so mad, y'all. Like, I was just, no, no, these writers, I know he wanted it to be epic, but at the same time, it's just like, no, I got mad. I got mad, y'all. I got mad. And just Paige was always so privileged. Like, she was always so privileged, always so like snobby. Like, she literally made her girlfriend quit her sex work job all because she just didn't feel like, she didn't like it. She didn't like that she was doing that. But it's like, girl, you are so privileged. You don't know nothing about her life like that. Like, you don't know the struggle. So like, why are you judging her? You aren't even paying her bills. You're not even gonna support her. And even if you were gonna support her, maybe she doesn't want your support like that. Like, she was just, Paige was just annoying as hell. Annoying as hell. And it's just like, the way that they gave her, I mean, these people's redemption arcs were not really that great. Like, mm, like, I was not feeling it. These people redemption arcs were not, no, no. Okay, season 7. Okay, so they opened up this season with Darcy's sexual assault, and it was just like so sad. It was just so sad. And I liked how they evolved more Darcy's sexual assault than they did Paige's. Like, you can see Darcy's inner turmoil. You can see like the ripple effects of how she was like acting, like her mental stability and everything. And I like how it was more like cohesive, unlike Paige's, where it's just like, let's kind of move on and then have a trial and stuff like that. Like, when, you know how like Darcy was just trying to come on to like Snake, because, you know, she was dealing with her trauma. And then when she accused him of sexually assaulting her, Emma was just so self-centered about the whole thing. She kept acting like, woe is me, like I'm the victim here. Like, relax, relax. Nobody's even checking for you, boo. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, relax. We got bigger fish to fry. Like, she was so annoying. She's just always so self-centered, always me. Like, you're not even the main character, boo. Relax. Like, and then season 7, I stopped mid-season. It was just so boring. I'm sorry. It was just so boring. I guess that's why my notes are like very like loose in this season, because it was just so dead. So dead. It was not giving at all. I'm sorry. It was just not. And then they keep bringing in Sean and then taking him out. It was just like, no, nobody cares about Sean. Like, is it maybe because the actor like wants some coins and is looking for a job? Or is it just the shitty ass writing? Either way, I don't care to see him. It's either you stay or you leave. I just wish you would leave, you know? And then like, these writers are just, once again, horrible people. I'm sorry, I keep shitting on these writers because it's just so bad. It's not even, I'm not even being for real, but like, I'm being a little for real. But when they did the whole Marco and Ellie thing, I thought Marco was gay. I mean, sexuality is fluid, but it just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. Like, them making out, and then it was just never really talked about again, and it was never really discussed. I mean, I guess that's an experience that happens, but at the same time, it just seemed to be jumping out of nowhere. You know, it just, they just be throwing shit and hoping it sticks, you know? The same thing with like Liberty and Damien. It was not it, because you can tell that Damien really just, you know, likes snow bunnies, and it just, or was Damien trying to get with her? I don't know. Either way, it was not it, because you could tell it was a bit of a force, and it was just like, ugh, it was bad. And then like, they all of a sudden they even stopped talking about Toby and Liberty. Like, what happened to that plot line? What happened to the original plot of the movie? Because they did the whole kiss thing. They acted like they were flirting, they were kind of together, and then all of a sudden it just flat. It was dead. Like, nothing was happening. Makes no sense, y'all. Makes no sense. And then when they had, this is what I'm saying, y'all. They try to get Damien to be with Manny, to be with Emma, to be with Liberty. Like, why do they do that? Like, I hate that. I hate it, y'all. Why did they make that a thing? I hate that. Like, this is not something that happens in real life. I mean, I don't know. I don't be dating around. I don't even have a friend group. So maybe that shit be happening. Y'all tell me, y'all who are social, y'all tell me if that's the thing. Like, do y'all friends be dating each other? I don't know. But it was not it. It was not it. And I feel like Toby deserved such a better storyline. Like, it was going good and then it just flat. I just feel like he deserved better. Like, it just, you know, it was just like, they just dropped him. I feel like he had so much potential. Like, we could have seen less of Sean and then a little bit more of Toby, you know? Okay, so this is where I'm ending this video. I did season 1 through 7. I'm going to do, I think next week I'm going to do season 8 to 14, so be on the lookout for that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please comment below. Let's have a discussion. I need somebody else to discuss Degrassi with, because I don't think, none of my friends have ever watched Degrassi. So I just need somebody to discuss these things with. What else? If you guys enjoyed my video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, comment down below once again your thoughts. I don't know why I said that again. Please make sure you subscribe. Please help me reach 500 subscribers by the end of this year. That would be amazing. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next time, hopefully. Bye.